4th in the Patriot League. Like Maryland, they lost a ton from last year. They're young, but these two give them a chance.
I thought it would be a rebuilding year today. This game, well, an upset hinges on possession. Will Coletti facing off 62%. He is from Western Maryland, and in between the pipes, it's Knox Dent, the senior, 3-year backup, 54%. He's playing on a bum knee, but Fort Knox is in the house.
Coletti won the opening face-off. Maryland able to win it back. And the Terps will set up on offense first. Should be a terrific face-off matchup this evening. Coletti and Wierman, two of the best in kind, 4 goals. The Terps, 10-5, entering this round 1 matchup. The 5 losses for Maryland, 2 more than the previous 3 years combined. And the face-off this time won by the Black Knights, so 2 for 2 with the X. And this is Fournier bringing it in for Army.
You watch
offensively, Q, Army missing one big piece. Paul Johnson, one of their top goal scorers, suffered a broken hand in the Patriot League.
Esposito, the junior out of Ithaca.
Wierman and Coletti in a battle, and Coletti wins the face-off. Army 3 for 3, and that's going to be something to watch. We expect those two to take the majority, if not all, the face-offs, and Coletti is winning the battle early.
Coletti had a big day in that Patriot League championship weekend, doing a
team that lost 19 players from a year ago, 12 key contributors. Then 2 of their top 6 on offense suffered season-ending injuries before this season even started. Here's Wierman all the way, and he gets Maryland on the board. Terps win their first face-off, and it's Wierman with his 2nd goal of the season. First team all Big Ten face-off man.
He credits his mental focus, his level head, gives him the ability to ride out momentum in a game. He just takes that one right down the middle of the field, and he does a little talking there. Wierman has taken basically every single face-off from Maryland this year, minus what, 10?
Only Andy Claxton in school history has won more face-offs than Wierman, and if Maryland plays another week, Wierman's got a chance to catch Claxton. Face-off violation there on Army, so it'll be Maryland ball.
Wierman's excellence to me is how he typically gets better during a game, Anish, and he'll be on that iPad during stoppages and at half.
Which is your line, by the way. I won't steal that. Melee off the face-off. Somebody lost their helmet. It looks like Coletti. And the officials blow the whistle. Awarded to Army. 4 goals and a little over 4 minutes.
Isolating off the end line very much. I spoke to him this week. He says loves playing for the home state team.
Here comes Wierman again. He scored the first Maryland goal and gets away from Urksa. Wierman can't keep it in, and a turnover by the Terps.
Free.
Will Coletti wins the faceoff. He is a threat offensively. 6 goals this season, 10 for his career. MVP of the Patriot League tournament. You mentioned what he did against Mike Sisselberger, who was a first-round PLL draft pick. Went 18 for 22 in the final, 19 out of 34 in the semis against Lehigh Sisselberger.
This is a team coming in off their worst loss of the season, and it's evident that the hangover has remained with Maryland.
Yeah, the worst loss of the Tillman era, 14-5 in the Big Ten Championship. And Quinn, right now, Army, 6 of 9 shooting, and 1 of those 3 misses hit the post.
Face-off success. Maryland's not used to that.
They're 4 goals for Army, Quint. It's just Black Knights winning matchups. And this will go to Maryland. McDonald, final seconds. McDonald from long range. It skirts wide. Quarter number 1 comes, especially how the season ended when they looked flat in the Big Ten Championship against Michigan.
While Rupel may not be tracking the ball effectively for Maryland right now, Army shooters are getting hands free, feet free. That's Maryland's primary dodger. He's the fastest Terp. I love his feet.
Wierman wins the faceoff. He can push. Wierman plays to the wing. Shot, score. Wierman to Urksa. And like that, Maryland with a little juice.
Second face-off goal for the Terps. Wierman opened their scoring to make it 3-1. Whistle ready, wins the clamp. He's the faster man. And then his handle is sensational. Luke Wierman, the senior from Westchester, Pennsylvania. He's got another year. Criminal justice major who's a Fairfield transfer.
His knack for the moment in back-to-back wins at Ohio State and then against Rutgers. He scored the game-winning goal. John Tillman said he's never nervous. You don't see him do an awkward thing as a freshman.
5 points against Hopkins, the game winner against Ohio State. He has come out of his shell, according to Jack Corris, his teammate. When he was first on campus, couldn't get him to talk. He was really quiet, and now he's...
All of a sudden, Maryland has scored 3 in a row, 7-5. And there is John Gempert. Wierman against Coletti, the two face-off men. In the championship on a Chris Cloutier goal in overtime for John Tillman. 2016, they had an absolute monster of a team. Lost to an unseeded North Carolina team in the championship on a Chris Cloutier goal in overtime. 2021 against Virginia, Luke Wierman had a chance to tie it in the final seconds of regulation. His shot hit Virginia goalie Alex Rode in the chest, and Virginia ended up winning the national championship. Maryland has set
the next big star here in College Park.
And a flag down. Third face-off violation of the half.
Technical foul, third violation on 10 black, 30 seconds. The third violation on 10 black, that's 30 seconds. Reset the shot clock to 80, please.
And that means Maryland will get an extra man opportunity for every successive face-off violation on Army until halftime.
He went early, super close up. That's the challenge for these face-off men, is to maintain your composure. If you're getting beat.
He knew he had a guy waiting for him. Rupel anticipating the pass. And Rupel has had a forgettable first half, just 2 for 10. Face-off won by Wierman. We're seeing more of Owen Murphy now settling in on attack, Q. Directly off a face-off win. And Wierman wins another one.
I think the key for Army on these face-offs, Anish, it's one thing to lose it. You're not even creating a 3-on-3 scrap right now. Wierman is winning the draw portion, getting to the loose ball, and getting his exits to safety before the wing guys are even a factor.
He has won 7 of 8 in the second quarter. Coletti won 6 of the first 10. Stories for both teams in the opening quarters.
Early on in this game, it was Army's Will Coletti doing a fine job on the draws, and then second quarter, Luke Wierman's been dominant. Winning the whistle, showing a variety of exits. The pinch and pop, that was a clamp and rake forward. He's got a goal, he's got an assist, he's been in total control. He's done such a good and clean job lately that the wing guys haven't even been involved. It's like less than 2 seconds from whistle to ball control.
And Wierman normally has a decisive advantage in almost every face-off matchup he goes up against. With Coletti, you're getting another top 10 guy, and Coletti has some big trophy heads on his wall as well.
62% for this Army face-off man. 145 ground balls. He's tough. I like his balance. He's got to find some answers at halftime. What are the adjustments? What can he do to slow Wierman down just enough so that the wing players can be a factor?
In the
Army shot 1 of 5 in that quarter. Rupel making 0 saves in that 15-minute span.
Rupel 2 out of 10. Maryland with the ball to begin this third quarter. Under John Tillman, the Terps have only lost in round 1 once.
And he put that one under the crossbar.
Off the ground, Fournier, second team Patriot League from Austin, Texas. Army sets up the clear.
It's a big face-off win.
Army has to get it across midfield before the shot clock hits 60. And they do not. And now Dent has to scurry back into the cage.
It's really the difference, one of the primary differences in Maryland this year. I tell you,
large margin for error. Now those are 2 big goals the other way for Maryland. Coletti wins the face-off.
Maryland goal scored by number 7.
That's the positive right now in this third quarter.
Army has won every face-off in this third quarter. Now, next man up, and they've taken it to another level. In the fall, they lost Jackson Eischer, Ryan Selyu, 2 of their top 6 on offense, to torn ACLs. They had already lost Brendan Nickturn to the PLL and graduation. Bobby Abshire gone. A whole new cast of characters. Then you throw injuries late in the season, and there hasn't been much of a drop-off. Here they are on the road against the 4-seed Maryland.
Had 4 goals. He's a sophomore. Andrew Kelly had 4 goals. He's a senior. Why not tonight? And I think you're seeing confidence. You're seeing timeliness, and you're seeing everybody share the burden.
Getting goals from McCullough, who only had 4 coming into the game. Kelly, who scored the last one, had only scored 4 entering the game. Had one brother go to Syracuse, had another who started at Syracuse, finished at Maryland. Dylan won a championship with the Terps in 2017.
Maryland goal scored by number 37.
Daniel with a title to his name as well. Second man-up goal for Maltz, his 5th extra man goal on the season, 28 goals overall. Since it became the representation of the Maryland program, you think of the guys who've worn number 1. Joe Walters, Andrew Whipple, Grant Catalino, Mike Chanenchuk, Matt Rambo, Connor Kelly, Jared Bernhardt, Logan Wisnauskas, all greats, all offensive players.
He is the leftover from the 2022 national championship team. John Tillman telling us this week that at one point last week against Michigan, Makar looked around and says, "Where is everybody? It's just me. Coach, I'm the only guy who played very much last year out on the field for us right now."
Everywhere he looked, he had scout teamers a season ago. Now the ensemble cast stepping into starring roles.
Will Coletti and his face-off wingers have really improved their performance in this third quarter.
Goal game of Brooks' freshman season from Marietta, Georgia. Coletti wins the face-off, and Army now trailing for the first time tonight. Less than 2.5 to play in the third. As good as the supporting cast for Army has been, you get the sense if they're going to pull it off, they'll need something from Lauren, from Plunkett. Burks giving a game of Burks' freshman season from Marietta, Georgia. Coletti wins the face-off, and Army now trailing for the first time tonight. Less than 2.5 to play in the third. as good as the supporting cast for Army has been, you get the sense if they're going to pull it off, they'll need something from more. Another national champion tonight. Maryland won it all last year. Joe Alberisi was at the helm in 2010, still at Army, and if memory serves me correctly, I believe Jack Emmer was on the call, the former Army head coach. He was on the ESPN call for that Army-Syracuse game.
At USMA prep school this summer.
It is the 5th tie of the game, and there's only been one lead change. It will belong to Army.
The face-off dynamic has been hard to predict. Started with Army, Maryland completely dominant in the second quarter, and now Coletti's won, what, 8 of the last 10?
Nice job reading our statistician Russ DeLin's handwriting.
He's still got crank.
Army's been running with. You picked us 4th in the Patriot League. You don't think we belong. We've lost too much from last year. All the doubters, all the naysayers, all the Quint defensemen just on a swivel.
Oh, man.
And the way they could whip the ball around. Obviously, when you lose a Keegan Khan, a Wisnauskas, a Jonathan Donville, so many of those great players, Anthony DeMeo, it's not going to be the same.
Who could have guessed it? The definition of team.
A battle between Coletti and Wierman. Coletti picks it up and now has to navigate out of a double team, which he does. Face-off's almost even. 16-15 in favor of Army. McCullough. Makar recovers. Braden Erksa, 4 goals and an assist in his first NCAA tournament game. Face-off violation on Maryland, and Army's got the ball tied at 14.
Play to win. You want to win these,
buddy. How he got that open from the right wing as a lefty, a natural sweet spot. Wierman wins the face-off. 3.5 to go in regulation. Face-offs now 4-3, still in favor of Army in the fourth quarter. Erksa's got 4 goals. Matched up with Pilot, Army's best defender. Army's last first-round win, face-offs.
Coletti talking to his wings about positioning.
Mazur and Fournier. A short stick D-midi and a long pole on the wings. Maryland has Trader and going to the top of your screen, and Geppert at the bottom. Short stick on short stick, pole on pole. Wierman and Coletti at X. Less than a minute to go, Army up by 2. Coletti went early, Maryland ball. Here comes Long, 50 seconds. Terps have 2 timeouts, and they use 1. Wierman pops it to himself. Wierman all the way. Trail check, but Maryland with the backup on the shot. The Terps have a timeout, and they will use it. 29 seconds to go in regulation.
Wins the whistle. Looks like he's going to rake it back to himself and then pushes it forward. And this is where Wierman has radically improved from early on in his career. He's got really good handle. See Army selling out to try to stop the face-off man. And now on the iPad, preparing himself for perhaps another face-off.